So there's an article down in the Miami Herald talking about 5 things the Gators can do to get better. I don't know about you, I could care less what somebody in Miami, probably a Hurricane fan, thinks about our team and how we can get better. I know we have issues, but I definitely have my own ideas.
Well, go ahead and share them with us.
How about some attention to detail? How about the coaching? You know, that's where the details really come through. You know, when you're coaching good, your players are, you know, really performing at their highest. Things like running routes to the same areas of the field. When you have 2 receivers, you also have two defenders right there usually, and I've seen so many passes that are thrown, and it's almost there's just no spacing. You know, if we're supposed to be getting the ball to our playmakers in space, you know, how can we never use, you know, the deep ball that would stretch the field, you know, vertically? That way you wouldn't see things like when we had Alabama. You know, they're basically playing up.
Yeah.
You know, they're just leaning forward on us. They're playing laterally.
They're squishing our routes,
you know,
running routes together, which means you can have 2 guys covered by 1 defensive back or 1 safety. So that's killing us. You got to spread it out a little bit more. You know, they need to get the ball to Amarius Hines a little more.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he only had what, like 5 receptions for a minimal amount of yards.
So that's,
we need to get him more involved in the game.
That's definitely an issue. You know, it's not as bad as it has been. I think last year, man, it really started to get on my nerves. But I've seen it a few times this year. You know, maybe that's not entirely coaching. You know, some of the receivers just may get confused on the play, think it's another play, and they, you know, run a similar route.
I think it is coaching, because the players are indicative of the coaching that they receive. You know, so if you have bad coaches,
I agree, but you have to see it over several phases of the game. And, you know, actually we are starting to see that. I mean, you know, the offensive line, since Steve Adazio took over as offensive coordinator, it's gone downhill.
Absolutely.
Supposedly we have All-Americans and veteran groups. I've heard it the last 2, 3, 4 years. You know, we're supposed to have depth. Well, somebody always seems to go down, and somebody doesn't perform to how they're supposed to. And, you know, well, I think a lot of it's coaching. I think.
What was Adazio's like record at? Where was he coach
yeah,
before?
it was losing record in Indiana. They averaged like 23 points a game. The Big Ten.
He doesn't look like an offensive line coach. You know, he doesn't. He's not. No, I'm sorry. He looks like an offensive line coach.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like an offensive coordinator, and obviously doesn't perform like an offensive coordinator. But the plays aren't coming.
You know, it's easy to get on the coaches. I just think we have to continue to improve and practice hard. And at the end of the year is when you make decisions on coaches. We're stuck right now.
Yeah, we got what we got, and we got to work with what we have.
So
the thing that I don't like is I read in that same article that they think we need to do more, you know, like trick plays, or, you know, like change it up so much. You know,
I think the opposite, actually.
I think we need to be more, exactly. I think we need to be more directional. We need to be not one-dimensional by any means.
Alabama showed up and they run downhill. They hit you in the mouth. I mean, that's the other thing. A lot of this misdirection stuff, other teams are learning, especially Alabama, that you just go to the ball. Just go to the ball, and while we're doing all this razzle and dazzle, you know, like, they're getting closer and closer to knocking us down. You know, that's what it comes down to. They impose their will on other teams, and we're trying to trick them to some degree. I mean, I saw that written a couple years ago. I really didn't agree. You know, we're usually pretty physical, but we're definitely not top dog anymore. I mean, the talent may be there, but we're not knocking those big boys back on the lines.
Yeah, but not the line is. They need to hit somebody in the mouth. You know, they need to get up there. They need to be like, okay, I know I've played football for 13 years, and I know that nothing is better for a lineman than when he knocks a guy flat on his backside. Just a pancake block. That is, you know, that's the thing in high school. You get these little stickers for on the line. That's what they need. Is they need linemen that are just running over people. They do that, you're going to see Jeff Demps going off tackle rather than doing the dive play. The dive play. You know, you're going to see Jeff Demps running off tackle. You're going to see Moody running off tackle. These guys are going to get out. They're going to have big holes opening up like you see in the pros. These guys are going to be able to make the plays.
I don't know. I mean, you know, Jeff Demps is a 2-sport star. You know, he runs track. Maybe he's going for, you know, a third in the swimming and diving team. You know.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeff Demps, full Gator? No, not quite. No, but I think the line needs to step it up, and the way the line steps it up is the coaching needs to step it up. You know, like I said before, players are indicative of their coaches. If their coaches aren't coaching them well, the players are going to play
blocking by the receivers as well. I mean, this was huge under Billy Gonzalez. You know, when Urban first got here. I mean, maybe it was just the players we had blocking for us, but I have a hard time to believe some of these bigger receivers, you know, can't get the job done. And you used to see 15, 20 yards downfield blocking for, you know, a sweep play or an option pitch or something like that. I mean, there's lots of answers, but I think it's just the attention to detail.
You look at
the coaches gotta, you know, they really got to get on these guys and challenge them to get better.
If you look at the great receivers, like of all time, not just college, but pro and everything else, the great receivers are also great downfield blockers. That's what allows great teams to be great. If you have a downfield blocker, that means your back can get that much further. And the opposite's going to happen when receivers running, say, a shallow cross route or a tight end drag. You're going to get the running backs out in front of them are going to get out and make blocks too. That's just how it happens, you know. And they got to hit somebody. They got to get upset. They got to get out there and they got to hit somebody in the mouth. I'm not saying they need to take penalties. That's not what I'm saying. Not stupid. Not be stupid on the field, but get out there and hit somebody. It's a violent sport.
Let's be honest here. I mean, we can sit here all day and second guess what's going on. We're not going to be able to change anything. You know, I just hope these guys put in the work, and we'll see improvement. I mean, it's one loss. The whole season's still ahead of us, and you know, I know Urban's not, you know, nobody's jumping ship right now. They're going to stick to what they know, and if we fail again, then he'll make a drastic change, you know, in the future moving forward.